know, one of the things I love about new construction is that it's so many different price points and options for buyers. And I think one of the biggest mistakes people make whenever they're trying to buy a brand new home is that all the new construction is not the same. There really are levels to this, and you've got everything from affordable starter homes to spec homes all the way up to these fully custom luxury estates, building, you know, your whole lifestyle around your vision. And depending on the builder, the community, the price point, even the type of home that you're really looking for, your experience is going to be completely different. You know, some of these builders are going to give you customization, some is going to give you a design package, some will let you fully entirely build out one from scratch. And you've got different things to consider, right? The affordability, the neighborhood, and the luxury living and the privacy. So in this video, I'm going to break down the 7 different levels that I see in new construction out here in the Oklahoma City metro, so you can really get a real understanding of what type of builders are building each category, the price points, what to expect as well, so that you can kind of get your timeline and really know who these homes are really built for, and ultimately which level of new construction is actually going to be the right fit for you. So whether you're a first-time home buyer or relocating to Oklahoma, or just want to upgrade your lifestyle and thinking about building your dream home, I really think this video is going to help you guys understand the entire new construction landscape. Before we get into it, if this is your first time watching, my name is Freedom Johnson with the New Homes in OKC Relocation Guide. I help families buy, build, sell, and invest out here in the Oklahoma City metro. So if you're thinking about making that move up or making that move to Oklahoma City, all my information is going to be pinned to the top of the chat and in the description below. But I want to get into the 7 levels of new construction. Let's jump into level 1. This is what I like to call the GC affordable homes, right? These are going to be a lot smaller spec homes in older neighborhoods. I'll break down that into the video. But the reason why I call the first level GC affordable is because GC really stands for general construction, right? These homes are typically going to be built out by smaller construction companies or some of these one-off builders who may be building out 1 or 5 homes a year. And one of the biggest things to really understand about this category is that these homes are not being built in master plan communities. These homes are typically being built inside older established neighborhoods because the majority of the homes are going to be older homes. Maybe it was torn down and lots have become available. So what really happens here is multiple builders are going to be buying some of the scattered lots throughout these established neighborhoods, building one home at a time. You might see multiple builders building into a neighborhood. Now, the biggest advantage to this category is really location. A lot of buyers love buying these homes because they can still live close to downtown, close to work, maybe the church, or maybe you already know the area. You just want a brand new house, right? Maybe buying that remodeled home or just buying an older home is not your style, but you do want a brand new home in some of these areas that you're already familiar with or living inside the metro. And that might be why you want to choose level 1 with the GC affordable homes, right? So these aren't major production companies. These are small local builders who are building 1 or 2 homes at a time. They might be building maybe 5 homes out in a year. So if you're into a neighborhood and you see different builders building into a neighborhood, that is also a good sign because the area may be gentrifying. I'll talk a little bit about that into this category as well. The reason why I call these homes GC affordable is because these homes are typically under $300,000, right? You'll see 3-bed, 2-bath, 2-car garages, but most of the homes are going to be under 2,000 square feet. You'll see some 1-story homes. You might see a mix of 2-story homes, and these homes are always going to be spec homes. Now, if you don't know what a spec home is, that really means that the home is already built, move-in ready. These are the homes that I like to call zero customization because you're not changing the floor plan, right? You're not redesigning the kitchen, or you're not seeing this building, telling the builder, hey, I see what you built, I need you to change this. These homes are typically based around affordability. So the expectation that buyers need to have is, you know, what you see is what you get. That doesn't mean that the quality is bad. That means that the homes are going to be built to code. They're brand new. You're still getting standard materials and finishes, but you're typically going to be seeing a builder's vision. So in these homes, you will see things like quartz countertops. You'll see standard cabinets. You might see 8, 9, 10 feet high ceilings. Most of the features of the home are going to be affordable, right? So this category is really kind of focused on, hey, we want strong, affordable homes at a great price point. You know, one thing I'm always telling my buyers is that the customization is really going to happen after the closing, meaning after you close, if you want to add that feature wall, you know, upgrade the lighting or upgrade the landscaping or some accent walls, you're going to be doing that after the closing. Now, as far as the type of buyers that are buying in this home, in this category, you're going to see first-time home buyers and investors. Buyers really want that affordable new home in an established neighborhood. And I've had multiple investors buy this category because they like the idea of having a brand new rental property in an older area, and it's starting to revitalize. You might see developments happening around the area, and that might be a draw to you because you can benefit from the appreciation later on. So if you do see homes being built in this category and you start to see homes for rent, most of the time what I see, because these are starter homes, we're talking the lowest tier price point, you know, most of these homes are really going to be around $210,000 and up. When you see this price point, most people are buying these homes, and since these are starter homes, they're keeping them and starting to, as they upgrade and move into different levels of buying homes, they're keeping these properties as rental property. Now, as far as amenities, you're not really getting master plan amenities here because the homes are already built into these established neighborhoods. For your expectations, I would say do not expect to see pools and splash pads and clubhouses. You know, you're really buying the location more than you're buying amenities, and the affordability is what you're also buying into this category. Now, a step up from that, the second level is what I like to call the local affordable new builds. And a great example of that in Oklahoma City is going to be, one of the builders that come to mind is Colony Fine Homes, right? This category is where we start to get into brand new communities, right? Builders into this category, they're really buying large acres of land and they're building out neighborhoods. We're talking anywhere from 50 to 150 homes. They're buying into major metro markets and into some of these smaller towns. And they like to buy near where good schools are, because a lot of first-time home buyers might have families and they want to be around near schools. So you're getting more community feel versus those scattered homes that you feel in level one, right? Now, in this level, these homes are really 200 to 300,000. I'm really seeing about 1,200 square feet and up, no more than 2,000. But you are getting these 3-bed, 2-bath homes. 90% of the time, most of these homes are going to be 1-story homes. But a big difference between level 1 and level 2 is that since this is a local company, they are a big production locally, and you're getting multiple floor plan options. So it's still basically zero customization, but you can walk different floor plans in the community and see the best floor plan that's going to fit you, right? So if you like that open concept, but maybe you like larger bedrooms, or maybe you want bedroom, your master primary to be on this side, you have those options whenever you're buying into level 2. Now, I just want to make sure I'm clear. You're not really designing the house, right? You're not changing the structure of the house. You're selecting a pre-built home. These homes, now, as far as the move-in time, these homes are going to be 3 to 4 months to build out. They do have a lot of move-in ready spec homes, so you can move in as quickly as 30 days if you're getting the loan. But the type of buyer that I do see buying in this category is going to be your first-time home buyers, and I also see investors wanting long-term rentals. One thing that people really love about new construction in all these categories is going to be the builder warranties. But this price point is still that affordable entry level. You're buying near good schools into a brand new community. But in this category of level 2, this is where you start to see the incentives start to pop up. And I'm talking about closing cost assistance, rate buy down. Some of the lender incentives could be coming from the builder's specifically preferred lender. They might have a partner lender, or they might have a lender within that company. This is where you start to see some of those lender incentives. Now, as far as the amenities, you might start to see playgrounds, you know, walking trails and splash pads start to get built up into this price point. A lot of young families choose this category because they want the affordable payments. You know, they want to be near a good school. They like that brand new community feel, and they like the incentives that they're getting from working with builders. So just to make sure, if I haven't said it already, you know, in this category, you'll start to see multiple communities pop up throughout the Oklahoma City metro. Colony Fine Homes, like I said, is one of the builders that comes to mind, and you'll see way more options. You'll see floor plans, and you'll see options of which cities you want to live in. If affordability is one of the main focuses, with level 2, you'll have affordability and you'll have options of floor plans and location. Now, the next level, this is what I like to call your major production affordable. A lot of similarities with level 2 pop up into this one, but major production, people that come to mind are DR Horton, Lennar, LGI. This level is completely different because these companies are operating on a massive scale, right? We're talking, these companies are buying out hundreds of acres. You'll see multiple phases be built out within a community over 5 to 10 years, right? Because these builders are strategically following the growth. They are building near those highways. They are building near those schools, some of those easy commuter routes, but also some of those fast growing suburbs similar to level 1. But this is where you start to see communities even more. And we're talking about Edmond, Yukon, Mustang, Piedmont, Norman, outside in some of these smaller towns as well. These builders are very strategic. They've got a lot of money into these neighborhoods. So they're very strategy oriented and systematized. You know, they're going to build fast, they're building efficiently, and they're offering a ton of community options. And I think that's one of the biggest advantages, you know, especially for a relocator who's looking to move and you don't want to be too far away, but you want 20 to 30 different options with the same builder. This is where major production really starts to show up in level 3. Now, these homes do range between 220,000 up to 400,000. I'm seeing 1,200 square feet all the way up to 2,600 square feet. Type of homes you're going to see: 3 and 4 bedroom homes. You know, you'll see 1 and 2 story homes with multiple bathrooms, a little bit larger layout. I will say the customization is limited, but you do start to get design packages if you're building a home with these builders. So instead of customizing every little detail, they do have packages that you can design from if you're going to build out a home. Now, these homes do take 3 to about 4 months, but the packages, they have a countertop package. They have a faucet package. If you don't like the black faucets, maybe you want to choose the gold, so you're not really redesigning the structure, but you can kind of customize inside the builder's system. These are design package heavy. Now, these builders are also very heavy on the incentives. Things you're going to commonly see are closing costs covered. They'll buy down your interest rate. They might even include appliances or fences or blinds. And honestly, because a lot of relocators love this category, they might recognize the name. But more importantly, I do see a lot of people want to buy these homes because they have multiple location options all throughout the city. Some of these builders might only be building in one city, where these major brands, they're building all over the area. Real quick, like I said earlier, if you're really thinking about trying to buy and move out to Oklahoma City, my name is Freedom Johnson with the New Homes in OKC Relocation Guide. Look, I'd love to help you guys out. I'm so grateful for all of you guys reaching out and saying, hey, Freedom, I'd love for you to help me. So if you're really trying to figure out, what the right builder is, what's the best city or the type of home that's really going to fit your lifestyle, all my information is going to be pinned to the top of the chat and in the show notes below. So I'd love to help you guys, but let's keep going. I want to talk about level 4 because this is where design really starts to show up in level 4 of new construction. Some of the builders that are going to come to my mind on the design side in level 4 are going to be Homes by Tabor, Executive Homes, and even put Home Creations into level 4, because this is where buyers start to really feel the difference in quality of homes whenever you're comparing to the first 3 levels to this one, right? You're not just seeing it like you really are going to feel it into the design of the home. This category is still being built in master plan communities near these good schools, good highways, high growth areas, and into smaller towns. But now I would say that the design of the homes feel a little bit more elevated. Some of the amenities that you'll start to see in some of these areas are going to be pools, splash pads, basketball courts, walking trails. As you increase in price point, speaking of price point, you'll start to see homes ranging between $300,000 all the way up to about $600,000. And this is where the size of the home gets a little bit larger as well. You'll see homes starting here from 1,500 square feet all the way up to about 3,500 square feet. Some of the features that you'll see inside the home, you might see game rooms, media rooms, you might see offices, you will see a lot larger closet, you might even see some 3-car garage options. You'll see 1 and 2 story homes as well, which is a lot different than level 2. Level 2, mainly 1-story homes, right? But in this level 4, you will see a healthy mix of 1-story and 2-story homes. The design, this is where design really starts to show up. Again, you cannot redesign the structure of the home, but you do get design packages with a little bit more variety, meaning you get to choose what type of backsplash, some of the flooring, you'll have cabinet options, even countertop options. What type of quartz countertop do you want? And honestly, this is really where a lot of move-up buyers start to jump in, people who have kind of outgrown that starter home phase and they really want to have a little bit more flexibility. I've had clients really choose this level because they love multiple things: fireplace options, storm shelter options, more storage, more game room options, even getting to choose different elevation of the house on the outside. This is one of those categories where, again, this is where design starts to pop up. But I really think the next category I'm going to talk about, this is really where design starts to become an experience. That's going to be, level 5. This is what I call design center focused homes. This is going to be builders that come to mind: 2-structure homes, mirage homes, semi-craft. This is when you want home and you also want a little bit of style, because in this category 5 is where you'll start to see modern homes, contemporary architecture. You might see some balconies, dramatic elevations, and trendier finishes inside the homes. These homes again are being built inside these master plan communities. You'll start to see some of these builders partner up with each other as well, but the price point of these homes are really about $350 on the low side all the way up. I'd like to say the sweet spot is really around $400,000. Now on the design phase, right, they have these packages and they have more packages. So you are selecting on the build homes, lighting, cabinet colors and flooring and backsplash design. When you're building out a home, you'll see more variety of elevations on the home. And this is really where the buyer says, hey, I like this neighborhood. I just want a little bit more say in what the home looks like. And some of those options, you'll start to see 3-car garages. You'll see game rooms. You'll see 1 and 2-story homes as well. You'll see the balconies like we talked about. You'll see homes coming with mud rooms as well and built-in gas fireplaces that could change colors. You'll have that open concept design. You might even see some homes start to have sliding doors exiting into the patio. You'll get to see homes that have cabinets with upper cabinets in the kitchen. You'll see more natural wood and natural oak tones. You just get to see more trendier side of the building process, of the design process in this category. So if this is for you, you want to move up, you want to kind of get away from that starter home package and you want to see a little bit something more elevated, then level 5 is definitely going to be the type of new construction that you consider. Level 6, this is where we start to enter into the semi-custom world. And I want to be flexible with the word semi-custom. You're going to see the semi-custom feel from builders like Landmark Homes, Ideal Homes, Beacon Homes. You know, this is where things really start to become a little bit more collaborative, where you're not just selecting these limited packages, but it kind of feels like you're co-creating the type of build that you're getting. In level 6, the category, this level is really going to start to allow, you know, patio extensions, driveway extensions. If you want to add some more floor outlets, you get a little bit of structural flexibility with these type of homes as well. For example, Beacon Homes, they do a great job with their build. One of the things I like about their build is that they are a little bit more above the standard, where the average build might have 2x4 walls. They're doing like 2x6 walls, so you have a larger cavity so you can put more insulation. Here's what that means without nerding out, is that it's quieter from the outdoor noise to the indoor noise, and the rooms as well. So you'll definitely feel that difference when you're into level 6 versus, you know, maybe your production home. You'll start to see other features as well, like oversized patios, tray ceilings, vaulted ceilings. You'll start to see large attics that you can walk into and have more space, extra storage. As far as the community availability, I want to make sure that you know that the first couple levels, like level 1, you're not going to have a lot of community availability, but level 2, 3, and 4, you'll see multiple communities throughout multiple cities. But in this level right here, level 5, these are more curated type of communities, and you'll notice that price point is really about $350,000 all the way up to about $800,000. The square footage of these homes are really 1,600 up to about 3,800 square feet, but you'll see these in more curated neighborhoods because these homes are even finer quality type of design. Some of the builders in this category, the amenities are even more elevated, meaning like you might see fitness centers, you'll see pools and walking trails, but you might even see clubhouses as well. One of the neighborhoods that comes to mind is by Terrata Homes out in Blanchard. They have homes within this price point sitting, I think there's 2 golf courses and a restaurant as well, and it's really like a golf cart community. So you can feel the difference between the type of lifestyle that you're living, and the homes are really nicely built out there, sitting on about half an acre. You know, I think this category really starts to attract people who want to feel a little bit more personal in their house, and I would say beginning luxury. You know, one of my clients relocated from California. They really wanted more involvement and personalization into the design, still wanted that affordability compared to California, so chose to work with, in this category, we went with Ideal Homes, and they said, hey, I want to extend the patio. I also want a study room. I also want multiple floor outlets throughout the house, so that whenever he put his lamp next to the couch, it wouldn't be plugged all the way across the room. It'd be right there, right where the lamp was. I think we even made some changes to the fireplace, but this was more design center heavy, because in this category, most of the builders, where you're driving into the design center and you're pulling out from their packages the variety of backsplash and countertops and cabinet colors and undermount lighting, you're getting to choose that at the design center themselves. So this is more elevated customization. And I think I said it earlier that the structural changes, I would say that the builders are flexible. I have seen multiple clients say, hey, I like that this laundry room is in this floor plan, but I'd like to move it from being in the front of the house to in the back of the house. When you're building out a house and you're starting early, you do get those options. Now, I will say from level 2 all the way up to this level, all these builders do have model homes. But if I could compare, just so you get an idea, with level 2 build, they have multiple neighborhoods with different floor plan options. Level 3, which is that major production, you'll see multiple floor plans in multiple neighborhoods. You could see all 7. You might see 2 of them fully built out, which one will be the model home, and then might be another one in the area. But then you'll also see the other floor plans that they're currently closing with clients. You can walk through those homes because they haven't closed yet and see those floor plans. Level 4, you'll see less floor plan options available, but they do have multiple floor plan options for you. I would say level 6, there are some builders that will put out 3 or 4 floor plans within a community, but they have a wide portfolio of other floor plans. You just have to drive to different communities to see the other floor plan options. In this category, I think what makes Beacon stand out a little bit is that they will also build on your lot. And I'm going to talk about that option in the next level, which is true custom homes, which is level 7. Now that we've arrived to the top level home, which is true custom, you know, builders that are going to come to mind, there's so many more. Remember, in this video, I'm not saying everyone that's available in Oklahoma City. I'm just giving you some good ideas. People that come to mind are going to be Coldwater Creek Homes, Bill Roberts, Davidson and Company. You're not just buying a house anymore. You really are building a vision when you come to true custom homes. These homes are typically 800,000 all the way up into as big as your imagination wants. I have clients who have been buying in the 800,000 up to $1 million, and these square footages start at around 3,000 square feet, built on either acreage, gated communities, or just on private lots. So you can build on your own lot. Some of these builders, they do have their own floor plan options and you get to pick and choose. But when you're building in the custom area, this is really for people who have time. You know, maybe you want to control the layouts, the garage, outdoor living, you know, literally almost everything. Now, the process of these builds can take anywhere from 8 months all the way up past a year. But the type of buyers that are typically wanting these are people who want the luxury lifestyle. You want identity. You want the house to be a statement. You want legacy. You want privacy, or you want full creative control. You know, one of the clients that I've worked with wanted a luxury type feel. They wanted a house on at least 1.5 acres, which, by the way, only level 6, the semi-custom, has been a level where I see they do have homes available on larger lots. But I would really tell you from level 1 all the way up to level 5, most of these homes are not going to be on 1 acre. I've seen a few out here in Oklahoma City. I've seen Terrata Homes. They do have some homes sitting on about 3/4 of an acre. I've seen Landmark has homes sitting on 1/4 of an acre or larger. Most of your master plan communities are going to be smaller lots, but I am starting to see, even Home Creations, I'm starting to see those guys start to build houses on larger lots in these smaller towns as well. But back to my client, they wanted a property at least on 1 acre, really high ceilings. They wanted multiple recreational rooms. They wanted outdoor living. They wanted some extended patio. You know, they wanted the outdoor kitchen. They really didn't just want a home. They really wanted something that kind of showed, hey, we've done well and we're ready to celebrate that within our home, and we want to invite family to it. For example, Coldwater Creek has a neighborhood in Edmond/Guthrie called Lost Creek, and they have homes that are sitting on at least 3/4 of an acre and privacy. You're getting homes built around nature. So, you know, you're seeing a beautiful home on a big lot with creek access. One of my clients is buying a house and the house is literally right behind a creek, but you're also getting this nature with tall trees in the front and the backyard. So it's just a beautiful feel. But that's what true customization level 7 is really going to give you, the options and the choices and the creativity, just really based on your budget. Honestly, the biggest thing that I want you to take away from today's video is that the best builder isn't always the most expensive builder. The best builder really does come down to your lifestyle, your goals, your timeline, your budget, your season of life, what you're currently in, and the level of involvement that you want to have in the design phase. Because every single level of construction, new builds, really does serve a purpose. And some people want affordability, some people want amenities, some people want style, some people want flexibility, and some people want privacy, you know. But now, hopefully you understand the 7 levels of new construction out here in Oklahoma City. Again, if you're thinking about buying, building, relocating, moving anywhere out here in Oklahoma City, my name is Freedom Johnson with New Homes in OKC Relocation Guide. All my contact information is going to be below and pinned to the top of the chat. So I'd love to help you. Make sure that you email me, text me, or just schedule a Zoom call. I'd love to talk to you guys and kind of get a real idea of what you think is going to fit best for you. But if you're still in that process and you're really trying to figure out what's going to be the best match for you, or you're still thinking about what should you do, don't worry. I've got videos for you right here, and I'll see you on the next one.